frontier. This is Football Daft with Stephen Purden,
midfield dynamo and average actor,
Chris Toal,
target man, suspicious character,
and
Hey, the top end of Stevenson,
Welcome to Football Daft, the daftest Scottish football podcast around. I'm Stephen Purden and let's welcome the starting lineup. First, a man who this week introduced the Football Daft team to the word churney. It's Chris Toal.
Alright, what's happening?
What's churney? What is
Churney,
it?
right. My mate, I remember I was sitting at an Albion Rovers game, right? And my mate Star was sitting behind us and he's shouting, "Get that Vinnie Moore off! He's having a churney." Right? And I'm like, "A churney? What the hell?" And I turned and I was like, "What are you talking? What's a churney?" He's like, "He's shite, he's having a terrible game." Ever since then, whenever anybody's having a bad game of football, I always go, "That cunt's having a churney." So, there you go.
Players at Rangers when we came back from Dubai had a few churneys, man, I'm telling you. And now, a man who didn't know the meaning of the word Haddie, it's Grado.
He's a Haddie. He's a Haddie. Oh, he's having a Haddie. He's a Haddie and a half. Who's this Haddie we've signed?
That boy, who's this Haddie out there? It's having a fucking churney.
I just imagine John sitting at Falkirk just fucking trying to... He's a Haddie, like. He's a Haddie. 3 goals in 36 appearances, like. I feel like a YouTuber, look at my chair. Hi guys, welcome to the channel.
You like $1,000,000?
What?
Is that a new
Well, no, I've had that in here for years, but I never use it. But I've been watching a lot of YouTube and all that, and the day you notice I've got the mic out, a picture, and I'm swinging about. Hi guys, it's me, it's Grado here at Football Daft. It's just, oh fuck.
Yeah, you're having a fucking churney.
I'm having a chumney.
You went to an unboxing video for us, Grado?
What?
You went to an unboxing video for us?
I'm sure there is something I could unbox to him. Let's shake this in here.
Hey boys, what you been up to this week?
This week has been a bit of a quiet one for me, to be honest with you. I've fucking just kept myself to myself, to be honest. I had to remove myself for the goldfish bowl of society for a wee while, because to be honest with you, the negativity that's been going about it has been fucking brutal. But apart from that, just out in the garden enjoying this weather. The day is tremendous, isn't it, man?
So no, I'm so happy we're doing the podcast, man. And
I know, I'm so happy. I'm closed up in a living room doing a podcast when it's 28 degrees outside.
I know. My missus is out there catching some rays. The Waynes don't even want to go out. They're upstairs playing on their iPads.
Because it's too hot.
They just want to sit on their iPads 24/7, mate. Know what I mean?
See, that's the problem. See what we were talking about earlier on about football. I was bombing it back for school to watch Brazil versus Scotland. That doesn't happen anymore. See, if we had iPads back then, we'd have just put it on our iPad in school.
Aye. And just been sitting, looking like Grado, man, sitting fucking like a YouTuber, man.
Hi guys. You want to hear something that could be possibly happening in my family?
Aye.
You know how I've got my dog Cooper and my dad's got a dog called Jeannie?
Aye.
Cooper Shaggers, isn't he?
It looks like Jeannie's been caught.
No wonder your dog was running about with a stone off for a week.
I know, but my dad has honestly done everything to separate them apart. And the mobile pregnancy guy came yesterday. And
what?
there's a guy that goes about with a computer, mate, and it's like a laptop, and on the end of it,
and he's got like a phone. You just phone the number, and he drives to your door.
You drive to your door, you pay him 40 notes, and he comes in, man, and he rubs the dog's belly with that gel and does the scan on it. See, like my first baby scan, kind of like that. That's what he does, man, and he looks in it, man, and look. By the way, this is no confirmed, just to let you know, in case my father is off his nut and telling everybody his father's been...
I might drive down and buy one after you if it does.
Why don't we put one up as a prize for a football draft competition?
The guy with the thing, he's going to come back next week, so it's not actually confirmed. I really, really hope no, because I feel sorry for my father, man.
So this mobile pregnancy guy, man,
he goes about, he does sheep, he does dogs.
Does he do it for humans?
Cows. He does it for cows. Aye.
I bet Tom says, does he do it for humans? You bet he does it for cows, aye.
Better cut that out, you'll end up in
You
trouble.
better cut that out. Does he do it for humans? Aye, he does it for cows.
Obviously, I never heard Mr. Christopher Toal say that, but I don't know if it can pick up human bellies.
Human babies.
But he's kept busy right enough, do you know what I mean? The guy came from fucking Close Bridge or something like that.
Aye. Fuck's sake.
Is it Close Bridge? Is that Close Bridge?
Coatbridge.
No. It was somewhere in Fife.
Oh,
Close Bridge or something like that.
That's even further than Coatbridge then.
That's what I'm saying, aye. Had an accent, you'll not be doing any wrestling in this weather, will you know?
Oh, I tell you what, Grado, this rain's had a churney.
Aye. A couple of Haddies are getting burned.
Aye, you're going to have a couple of Haddies running about your ankles in a few months. Anyway, what about football, lads? What have we used to?
Oh, that
Crazy.
is an absolute shocker.
I know.
I mean, Dundee United just got promoted, Hearts relegated, you don't know, but now he's got Hearts. But I don't know.
I think he knows that league better than anybody else, and I think that's why that they've done it. Because he coasted that league with Hearts the last time. He coasted it with Dundee United last season. But the other one,
the new warlock of Scottish football, man.
Aye, he's a promotion man and then goes back down.
Exactly.
But what I will say is, I think that could be a wee bit of an indicator that there might be reconstruction on the cards.
Right, well, so hold on. Has Stendhal not got a thing in his contract where he needs to go if they're relegated or whatever?
Yes.
Right, so imagine something happened and then they're left with Stendhal. Is that a possibility?
Well, they've already paid Stendhal off because at this point they are relegated.
Right.
Nice.
So I don't think Stendhal wants a job anyway, to be honest with you.
No.
But what I've got the sticking point for me here is Hearts furlough all of their staff, all of their playing staff. They ask the fans for money and then they come round and pay off a manager that they don't want to be there. For me, that's muddying the waters for me a wee bit there. I don't know if you agree with me. But
I do. What you said, man, I think it is a wee indication that reconstruction might. I find it a very, I don't know, bizarre move, man. It's like a rip up and start again with Hearts gone down, but why would you? Dundee United are a big club. They're choking back in the big time. They've been out of the big league for too long. They're a massive fan base, massive club, and then so are Hearts, but Hearts are in. It's like two ends of the spectrum. Hearts are going fucking down the pan. Dundee United have been brought back to life, and he's just come back that way. So I don't know.
He's a nice guy. I met him at the casino one year.
Grado, that's the sort of thing I would usually say, mate.
Aye, well, he was. This was about fucking 3 or 4 in the morning. Lovely big guy, lovely big gentleman.
But see what you're saying there about the fact that he's left in the United. You're looking at some of the names that have been mentioned for to replace him, and I tell you what, man.
Jack.
Tommy, right?
He's going to Rangers. But hang me.
That's what I wanted to talk about, mate. What's happening? When's this happening? Like, wait.
Listen, don't worry.
We'll get to this later.
Once reconstruction's out the way, we'll talk more about that, right? But what about Craig Levine, the boss on Craig Levine?
What's he done now?
He's come out and went like, if Dundee United are looking for a manager.
Seriously?
Aye. Let's be honest, man. Scottish football's a worse place without Craig Levine, man. You want him back in football because his interviews are cracking, aren't they?
So it's a good laugh, isn't it?
Aye, that is a good
It's a good laugh.
Right, what about the old, don't know, Claudio Brava? What do you think of him? What you think of him?
Well, I think me and you discussed this yesterday, Stevie. He's like that guy, he's off the wall, isn't he? His first 4 games for Man City, he never got a touch of the ball and fucking conceded 5 goals.
No, you're going to say that. He's half his seed, isn't he, man? I've heard.
Grado's just swinging on shit going, he's mental, man.
No, but...
I've heard he's a rocket, man.
Obviously. Fuck you, man. I'm trying to talk about football.
Big shovel for horns, by the way, but that's what I want.
I say big shovel
horns. Boy.
Rob Douglas.
Aye.
Yeah, man. They carry a hood over his shoulder. Anyway, listen. For me, he's not the right idea. If I'm a Celtic manager, kind of along the way, Celtic apparently made a bid for McLaughlin just before Rangers signed him. I'd be looking round about that market. I would definitely go for Joe Lewis for Aberdeen because the any time he's played against us, he's had an absolute stormer. Same against Rangers as well. He always does well against Rangers as well. And I think he's ready to take the step up to a bigger team.
What about Bain?
Say again?
What about Bain?
I don't know, man. I think
good keeper, man.
Scott Bain for me is a good goalie, but he would probably be first choice if we did bring in Lewis. But everybody wants Fraser Forster back, man. That wee half season of Fraser Forster there, like fucking, it's gutted us for the next few years because you know he's capable of winning games on his own. And can you say that about Scott Bain, and can you say that about Joe Lewis? You know what I mean?
And what is the deal with Craig Gordon? Is I heard it was about an 80% deduction in wages for a new contract.
Well, he was on a pretty decent deal, I think, and I think he knows that he's not going to be number one choice. So Celtic have kind of offered him a new deal. To me, it looks like it's a token gesture. They knew that he wasn't going to take it, and they're wanting these wages off the books. And you know, it's business. It is business, and you need. It's a shame. He was a good servant for the club. Again, another goalie that done really well for us, but everybody reaches that time where it's time to move on. Unfortunately for him, it's just the season before they've got the opportunity to go for 10 in a row. So, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? It's all been happening. Johnny Hayes is away and all. He's away to Aberdeen. You know what I mean? That's a good deal for him. He'll get played in his correct position. And again, like I said last week,
guaranteed score against Rangers Celtic.
And you know what? It'll not even be tap-ins either. It'll be 35-yard howitzers.
We'll see.
And bloody, I was arguing with my mate all days, what we doing signing John McLaughlin? What's that all about? I think it's a decent signing for Rangers, for backup. Decent.
What's happening then? Is Foderingham out in his arse or what?
Fodringham's off. Bobby McCrory's going back out on loan, I think, but he's signed a new deal, but he's going back out on loan. So we're still left. Alnwick's away. So we're left with McGregor number 1. I'm assuming McLaughlin will be number 2, and we've still got Firth there as well. So I think we're pretty sorted there. And McCrory,
the squads are going to look so different at the start of next season.
Definitely. But have you watched any of the football that's been on?
I have. I watched the Liverpool game last night. They were tremendous.
The last 2 games have been decent, but before that, Man City are the only team that look entertaining, man. But the Man U looked good yesterday.
And how are you watching the football?
I've got the crowd noise on.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as it once after a wee while, first of all you listen to it for the let's listen to the guy changing it and hearing the wee bits and bobs. But once that wears off, it just becomes normal, doesn't it? Really?
Aye.
Jink is like a DJ sitting like that.
It's mental, man.
Switching between fucking tracks when it goes up and down the pitch.
I don't have to go to Ibrox and all that and Parkhead today, man. Sitting there down track and all that.
That's right, aye.
You do DJ at football grounds, didn't you, John, sometimes?
I do, aye.
Tell me the grounds you've DJ'd it.
Oh, I've just DJ'd at the family stand at Ibrox. I took the money for the Rangers.
How'd you get a job doing that?
I just through my mate, just playing tunes for the kids, and you know.
Somebody at Ibrox just went, kind of guy.
Pretty much.
You turn up your decks and all that.
Aye, introduced Broxy Bear, play a bit of Penny Arcade, simply the best away home up the road. That was.
Jink, the boy that done it before you. Dave King was like, "Mate, get ready, I'm this country having a churny."
Right, troops, so that's all our talking points for old football this week. But now, let's speak to a man who has more contacts than a boots optician. It's Chris Toal, and it's his rumour mill.
Here comes the rumour mill, and I'm not even trying.
Alright, lads, again, sorry about last week. Turns out that my source was leading me up the garden path again.
Let's say, right, somebody got in touch, right, and said that M&D's has come out of administration, so it doesn't look likely that the Jockstein Stadium, as you revealed last week, will be built on the site. Would you like to respond to this, Chris?
Well, this is the thing. M&D's apparently decided that they wanted to retain the area. So, do you remember the Cambus Line site where Celtic were supposed to build their stadium?
Yes.
That's where the Jockstein Stadium's going now. Anyway, right, so we'll move away from that. Right, this one is on. I've got this on good authority. Barcelona have been looking for feeder clubs throughout Europe, and Stirling Albion are going to be the next feeder club for Barcelona. It's going to work both ways. Barcelona are going to give Stirling Albion loads of players on loan. That'll hopefully get them through the leagues up into the Premier League. And then once the players reach that level where Barcelona want to take them, they'll take them back. And it's mind-blowing because there's so many different clubs that they could have went for, but apparently they've seen some sort of potential in Stirling Albion. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing. For me, it's amazing. Obviously, I tell you, I've got links to Stirling, and it's hurting me hard in my heart. That's because Stirling Albion are now going to go into the stratosphere of Scottish football, and the Shire are struggling down in the West leagues.
If this I mean, could you see the Beano's probably in about 3-4 years away to Celtic Park, away to Ibrox, like 4 points ahead in the league and all that? And
well, you know, it's not too much. I mean, you look at Gretna when they had a bit of backing and stuff like that.
Come on, they had the good doctor.
Stirling Albion may have senior doctor. You never know. You know what I mean? Up front. But there you go. That's Toal's rumour for the day.
That doesn't surprise me either that Barcelona have picked Stirling Albion, because they've already kind of made the foundations for hospitality and hosting events. And I wrestled Jack Jester at Stirling Albion's Park, in the middle of the pitch.
There you go, man. There you go.
I mean, it's food for thought, innit?
Thumbs up, mate.
Is there a connection, Chris, between Barcelona and Stirling Albion? Is there somebody that connects it?
I think Steve Archibald's got a lot to do with it.
Right.
Steve Archibald's been the go-between between the two clubs, and it sounds completely ludicrous, but I'm telling you now, it's absolute fact.
It's now time to thank our sponsors, G4 Claims. So let's thank them in person as we welcome Company Director, Mr. Jim Muir.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jim, how you doing, mate?
I'm going to do my joke of the week.
Right in there.
Right, there's a man lying sunbathing in a nudist beach. So to avoid getting his genitals bummed, he decides to put a hat over them. When a lady walked past and said, "If you were a gentleman, you would lift that hat."
I'm not sure we can use that one this week, Grabs.
I don't know how far I can take it. Is that 18's adult show?
The thing is, if we use it, our sponsors aren't going to be offended because it's not banned.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So, Jim, what the hell is G4 Claims? Going to tell me about it?
Tell us all about it.
G4 Claims, right? We're a non-fault accident management company. We help people that's involved in non-fault accidents by supplying them with replacement vehicles, getting their car repaired without having to pay the cost of the repair. We can pay that for them and claim it back from a negligent third party. If you're injured in the accident, we can assist with the accident, putting you on your solicitor and you're going to get claimed compensation for you. We also don't take anything off your settlement, so you get full money from the solicitor straight to you. So why don't you call G4 Claims on 01698 767 172. G4 Claims. Come on, Grado.
Not at full claims. Made easy.
Boom.
Football Daft's big question.
Right, now we're going to use the word that Grado just learned this week. As on this week's big question, we want to know who's the biggest Haddie that has played for your team. Just to translate that, who's the worst player to have played for your side?
Okay, I just, straight off the bat right away, I just think of Umar Sadiq.
Every time.
I just... You know, posting all his pictures on Instagram with his big Mercedes and all, it's not his fault, that's what he gets paid, but just that game in the semi-cup final against Aberdeen, I remember actually watching them in a friendly against Wigan, and they actually counted a goal that hit off, I think, who were they playing? Wigan. I think it hit off the Wigan player. Or was it Portsmouth? I can't remember. Either way, it was a friendly, and he took the plaudits for the goal. He was fucking nowhere near it.
Aye.
And he came on as a sub near the start of the season, and on. I was like, wow, man. Who is this guy, man? He is horrific. Has he been fucking... It was like he'd won a competition become a part. It was as if it was his first time playing football.
Aye, it was brutal, mate.
Was it like when Graham Souness signed George Weah's cousin?
Aye. It wasn't far off that.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
What about you, Stevie? Who in your opinion's the worst that's played for Rangers?
Do you remember we signed an Argentinian forward called Federico Nieto?
Aye.
In fact, no, I'm thinking of Luis
Did he not
Fernandez.
score a hat-trick on his debut or something? But
It was brutal, man. It was brutal. I don't think he done anything for that, mate. It was brutal, man. He comes to mind, but he comes to mind. What do you call him? Comes to mind.
Puccio, even though he fucking won a Champions League medal, but...
Dan Egan.
oh,
Aye.
Comes to mind. And Sadiq comes to mind as well. There's quite a few. There's been a few.
aye.
And by the way, for the first part of Alan Hutton's career, you were thinking he was, where did we get this guy for? And then he actually came on to be a really good player for that the start of that season in 2007.
What about you, Toal?
Oh, fucking hold on to open my bag of tricks, mate. We've had some players who should have been brilliant but were absolutely dreadful. Freddie Lindbergh. Remember we signed Colin Kazan Richards, for fuck's sake.
Aye.
Carlton Cole. Big Dion Dublin was a big tube, wasn't he?
We seen the oldest player for Celtic to get a league start, wasn't it? It was Dion Dublin. Did he not come when he was like 37, 38?
Yep. I think he was 36, around about 36, 37, mate, aye. Scored in a cup final for us, well.
Remember we signed Jonas Tern? Scored that goal against scored
a great goal, mate.
But he never done anything. He was poor.
That was a great goal he scored, wasn't it?
That was a great goal.
Fucking, it was like Ray Wilkins' goal. It was a lot like that.
It was a wee bit of that.
Right, right. So we've had a few punters phoning in.
Yeah, they phoned in.
Right, throw me up there. Right, sorry lads. We've had a few listeners and a few viewers chiming in on this one. We've got Raiden, who says that Stefan Yevar's lasted about 14 games after the summer. Finally landing him, and then he performed exceptionally badly at Newcastle. Fucking awful.
I remember buzzing when we signed him as well.
He scored a belter against St Johnson, remember?
Aye.
But nah, just another one. Kind of falls in the same bracket as Jonas Tern in that. You sign him and you go, he's got to be a player, but it just turns out.
I mean, did he not play in the World Cup that summer as well?
Aye.
He was a World Cup winner, wasn't he?
World Cup winner.
Aye.
He signed him and Charbonnier at the same time, didn't he, roughly?
Aye.
Charbonnier was brilliant, man. Right, Burnett 1990 says Hearts had a few under Romanov. Nergius Barras was the worst I can mind, and there was even a song about him asking if he was a brickie.
Wow, that's hilarious, isn't it?
Brilliant, man.
The Livingston K, he says Esteban Casagolda at Motherwell. Think a blind donkey could have produced better.
We've got Aiden. It says Lucas Bernstiger. What the fuck? I'm sorry, Aiden. I can't pronounce that name, mate. I've no idea. I've never even heard of it. Right, I'll have a go at it. Right, Lucas Bernstine. Right, solely for the game against Arbroath, where he conceded 5 goals, including 1 from the opposition keeper. Got sent off and then fucked off back to Canada and the huff.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Conceded 5 goals. Fuck this, I'm up the road. Wait to Canada.
I'm going back home, eh?
Dougie Manson between Marcus Tabor and Denon Lewis for Falkirk. Were they Haddies?
Oh, they were definite Haddies.
Denon McGee on Love Island. Somebody says, was he on Love Island?
Aye, I do remember that. Aye.
Was he a Haddie on Love Island or no?
Aye, he was in for a cup of coffee. He was at the throwaway house, the halfway house. What do you call it? What do you call it again? Not the halfway house. Club de Mar. No Club de Mar.
Oh.
Casa de Vea. What do you call it?
Casa del Mar.
Aye, what do you call that when they go out? They come.
Nicola, what's the other house in Love Island called? What's the other house in Love Island called? Casa Amor.
Casa Amor.
Well
he was at Casa Amor and he never got picked. I know that we watch that shite now.
So we'll get next one, Sideshow Bob, and I can back this one up. Dewey. Did I tell you my story about Duvet, lads?
On you go.
So I went down to the Celtic shop and I bought the Celtic away that season.
Aye, I think you told us this.
Yeah, I told you this one.
Okay, never mind then.
OTH, keep it on. You can still talk about it.
Alright, so I bought the Celtic cap and I got Duvet on the back of it, right? He made his debut against Clyde on the Sunday, had the worst game of any player that's ever played for Celtic. And then I managed to notice that the writing on the back of the shirt was slanty, so I took it down and got it changed for a Roy Keane one.
Daryl McVeigh and Michael McMillan says Eric the Jemba at St Mirren.
Aye. He don't play for Man U as well?
Aye, he's a big signing.
He signed him for Man U, didn't he?
Is it?
Jemba. Right, and we've got Greg Linton, Amdy Faye at Rangers. Aye.
Don't have very good memories.
Nah.
Kieran McBride, Raphael Shite, the only man who was summed up by his own name.
Yeah, correct.
Derek Johnson, here's another one that again I was so excited that we signed. The Fox in the Box, Everton number 9, Franny Jeffers. I don't think he even scored a goal. He never scored a goal, did he?
No.
No.
Terrible. Alan Raphael, Quinton Jacobs at Thistle. Thistle.
Like when we spoke about this yesterday, this is the first person that sprang to mind for me actually. Scott Marshall played one game for Celtic and it was a game Rangers won the league at Parkhead in 1999. Hopeless.
But I would never have guessed that. That guy who played for Celtic in that game, that's funny.
Big thank you to everybody for sending in there. Shite players, or as John calls them,
Haddies.
The Legends Lottery on Football Daft.
Football Daft, it's our mission to find the legends of yesteryear and the cult heroes of Scottish football. Each week one of the team is each week one of the team is tasked with finding a former legend of the game and getting them on the show. Then it's up to you to rate how good out of 5 the guest was. On the leaderboard, Grado's still on 0, Stephen's on 7.6, and before last week I was sitting on 6.1. But what is my score now after the return of the legend that is Ewan Cameron to the show? John, can you tell me how much I got?
Well, as usual, Ewan's divisive. Lots of people giving him a 5, loads of people giving him a 0. So, pretty much, you end up about in the middle. Ewan surprisingly got a 3.1.
Oh, so that's me on 9.2 then.
Yep, top of the leaderboard for now.
I go back to the top, Stevie boy. Go back to the top. Like, listen, it's your turn this week. You've got the potential to tip the tables if you manage to get somebody this week.
Right. I'll tell you now, right? I've got somebody, right? And I'm going to go old school after that farce last week. I'm going to actually get a football player on.
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
Right.
To be fair, Ewan Cameron is a legend of Scottish football.
That's true.
He's not a footballer.
Here.
Legend of Scottish football.
Pure unzipped his tap. That's true. Here.
It's true, yes.
He is. Right,
Anyway,
so
who you got?
this week, I tapped into my contacts. I gave Big Bob Malcolm my phone, right? I says, right, I want to get this guy on, right? My Legends Lottery I've got on. This guy, when Rangers were in the lower leagues, he was an absolute honfy. He was a fucking goal machine. He was like an old school forward. Done the damage against us time and time again.
John Daly?
No. I've actually played in this guy's testimonial, right? In a Rangers Legends Select, but we'll talk about when he comes on, right? But
I know who it is.
Chris Toal.
Hold on a second. You're
boy
talking
for
about
Queen of the
Ewan
South.
Cameron. You're talking about Ewan Cameron not being a legend of Scottish football, and you're playing in a Rangers Legends game. All you've done is sit in the fucking stand and eat hot dogs, which makes you a Rangers legend.
Oh, wait.
That's not even my guy I've going, but mate.
Oh, I thought you said it was a Rangers player in the 3rd division.
No.
Oh, I know who it is. You always mention this. You always mention him.
Aye, he's a good player, man. He's a good player. So, will I reveal now, or will we just get him on? Is he waiting?
I know who it is. I will let you guess. Do you know who it is, Toal?
I don't, mate, no.
Derek Lyle.
Correct.
Yeah!
Well,
It was connecting. There we go.
That's it.
What's happening, big man? Good, mate. And your bar there, mate, aye?
Being locked down, you need to get a bar, don't you?
Exactly. Oh, that looks minted, mate, that bar.
You're invited any time once this clears up, pal.
Aye, mate. You're no far from me anyway, you know.
Bishop Briggs, London
You're
Drive.
different, didn't you? Aye.
Yep.
Mate, my brother just texted us there. He just says, it's a screenshot come up, a memory on his phone. 3 years ago today, it was your testimonial.
Is that right?
3 years ago
Yeah,
today,
man,
just sent us a
that's
photo.
mad.
Mate, it's fluent, isn't it?
I know, mate, I know. What's happening anyway? How's lockdown treating you?
We've been fine, to be honest. The only thing is, we've got a pub, haven't we? So the pub's been obviously closed since then, and that's a wee bit hard knowing what was happening with that. But we got word yesterday that we're going to be opening on the 15th of July. So we'll just try to get things, new carpets, and I just try to tidy up before it opens again, because after 3 months, start to smell stale and all that, because we've not even been allowed in it. Now and again, just to collect your letters and that bit.
Aye.
So we need to get it up to a standard again. So I'll keep us busy for the next few weeks.
Have you got a beer garden or that?
I have, aye, but see, to be honest, I'm in the middle of a scheme, so I don't know if it's a good idea me opening a beer garden.
Well, that's the thing. If you've got a beer garden, I think you can open on the 6th of July. Is that all right?
You can, aye, but see, my beer garden's no big, but I've got a big car park, and it says I could use that as well, but I'm postal molting. The bad idea.
Oh. Aye, that's a fair point, aye.
Opening the 6th, shut down the 7th.
Would it get that? Would it get that far? It'd be shut by dinner time on the 6th.
We just leave it until we get to the stage that we can open inside, outside.
Aye.
There's more room for people, you know what I mean? We're all crammed in the same bit. It's not a good idea.
Aye, defo, mate, defo. Right, mate, just talking about before you came on there, right? How did Rangers no sign you when we're in the lower leagues?
This is a story for you. I actually asked my agent, Tom Callahan, to ask McCoist when they went down, I would play for nothing.
Right.
I said, because I was obviously a Rangers man, and I would love to have played for them. Just to go there and play, I said I'd play for nothing. I know that when they come up the leagues, they'd be looking for a wee bit better quality, getting into the SPL, obviously trying to win challenge for the leagues and that. But I'd have happy to help them out in the lower leagues, but it wasn't to be. They brought like your Kenny Mullers and Chris Boyds and that, and good players, so it just wasn't to be for me.
Because, mate, every time we played, geez, man, like, me and my mates would be sitting there watching it. Every time we came up, like, you should have a right good outfit then, Queen of South. Remember, it came to the playoff game against Rangers. Played us off the park that night. But, mate, you scored all the time.
You just wonder how many other players done the same thing, don't you, when you hear that? And what McCoy just went, nah, I'm going for Sandaza. You know what I mean? Or this kind of carry on. When you think in hindsight, no, I mean, he says he was only naming Holmes last week, and I think he was talking about it. He says he never regretted it, but I definitely think that's what he should have done. He should have, hungry guys like you, do you know what I mean, that knew the league's inside out, that would have been up for it rather than fucking need to collect a fucking paycheck, do you know what I mean?
I reckon there's a lot of people similar to myself that would have went in and done a job for a fraction of the price. And I know, taking nothing away from McCoy, I know what he's tried to do. He's tried to get like your Kenny Mullers and just for the through the leagues and get into the SPL, but we could have probably done with a few people in the standard of myself and through the leagues just to get them up. And then...
Not just that as well, Derek. See when you think about it, right? See, giving Kenny Miller, let's say 25 grand a week, right? Giving Kevin Kyle a fortune, giving John Daly a fortune, right? And then there's a player that guarantees goals. He's offering, obviously they wouldn't have allowed you to play for nothing, but that's what you were saying, you know. It would have set Rangers in good stead going forward as well financially. You know, you look at the amount of money that they spent to get up back into the Premier League. It's crazy.
Well, that was the thought. That was the thought behind. I'm thinking that they'll not want to go out and spend the crazy money to go to the third division. I get it. When you go up to the Championship, by the way, it's a hard league. You probably step up there and go, I'm going for the better Kenny Mullers and all that. I'm going for there. But third and second division, we could have got them out of that. Players that played in the Championship kind of thing and kept the wage bill down, I think. Well,
definitely.
When you go to the Championship, you're not guaranteed nothing, as they found out. And how, you know what I mean? It's not a given in the Championship. And then you could go and do it. But the first 2 years, I think they could have done it. Definitely,
mate. Definitely. How's things at Peterhead now?
Brilliant. They've been good with me, mate. It's ever since I went up there. I know it's a travel, but they pick you up in the minibus and take you up there. If you're playing up there, they put you in a hotel on the Friday. The gaffer Jim and Davey, the assistant, been brilliant with me, and all the boys, obviously, we Simon Ferry and that. Keep it going in a minibus. It's not as if you're going up in a motor or anything. So it's been good for me. It's been, and you know what? if I didn't still play, I don't know what I would be doing. It's good for my head. It's good for your head.
Gets you the house, doesn't it?
That's it. It gets you away from the wife.
Brilliant.
What about see how when I was at I went down to film something at Queen of the South and I went into this fucking absolute banging chippy, man. And I thought just along off the Palmerston Park. I can't remember where it was cried, but it's been there for umpteen years and it's, where all the fans go. Where would it have been? Because I can't remember.
It's just on the corner and it's on the main street. We used to get down there. I can't remember what it's called. We used to go in after the first time I went there. It was 2 nights a week, and after the training before we went back up to Glasgow, we used to get in there for a wee sausage supper with gravy.
Aye, I got a sausage supper. What's it called? Like Palmerston Cafe or something like that? Maybe it was as easy as that.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was just on the corner. Might have known you come up with that.
That's what I took for going to Queen of the South for the day training with all that fucking with the mascot and all this. What do you call him? Hammer the Hat? What do you call him? What's the hammer?
Do get it done, hammer.
Do get it done, hammer. That's it. Aye. It was something to do.
I'm telling you, I used to go to the same gym as Dale, man. He's no many sausage suppers, man. He takes his tap off, he's like an Adonis, man. Know what I mean? Standing there embarrassed next to him, man. I'm only 36 at the time.
I'm looking at his arms and I'm thinking that torso is tattooed on. See what that guy after Big Brother that had the kiddie on abs?
No, I'm thinking, never mind the fucking boozers open July the 6th. It's the sunbeds he'll be choking for to open back up.
It's a back Gearding, mate. It's a back Gearding this time.
That's funny.
So, Derek, tell me this one. How come Grado never played in your testimonial?
Aye.
I don't know, mate. Too many chippies, I think.
It's understandable. What was it, 3 years ago today? What's that? 2000? I was in bad nick then.
I'm telling you, right? Bob Malcolm phoned me and says, do you want to play in the Rangers thing? And your name was mentioned. Do you know what he's done? He's read the text message or listened to the voicemail 3 weeks after the testimonial, right? He's murdered to get a holiday. But I remember going down to the minibus, Bob Malcolm, Barry Ferguson and that, sir. And there was meant to be other Z-list celebrities like myself.
Aye, the usuals.
Right? Like Grado, myself, usual. So I was on the minibus. Nobody else is there, apart from me and all these ex-pros, right? Barry Ferguson, I think. There's Jury there, big Marvin Andrews, all of them. Aye. So we gets down and I'm like, right, I really hope fucking Grado or something's there, man, right? I hope. He's at the dressing room. Just all the ex-pros, and they're all going round shaking their boys home, going, how you doing, mate, how you doing? They get to me and I can tell they're all going, who the fuck's this guy? So I'm sitting there, they're all talking about games.
A wee boy.
Dale comes in to say hello, man. You come in and you shoot on.
After the half time, everybody was shouting for you. My family was all whistling at you and everything.
Whistling.
All whistling for him.
But honestly, it was the most nerve-wracking, nervous times. I'm like, where's Grado? Where's Brian Glow? Where is everyone?
Brian Glow?
He was invited and didn't turn up. He didn't turn up here.
Where's Brian Glow?
And then you get the team sheet, right? The team sheet's all the pros for Queen of the South. You look at the Rangers team sheet, legend after legend. Then at the bottom it just said, Shell Suit Bob.
Brilliant quality.
It was a brilliant day, man. Brilliant day, man. But 3 years ago today, man, I think I played about 15 minutes and was breathing out my arse and that was it.
I didn't realise it was that long, mate. That's unbelievable how it flew in.
Aye, 3 years
You'll be doing another testimonial shortly.
I know, mate. Still playing.
I'm hanging in there for
it. I can't, Derek, you've scored a fucking shed load of goals, man. An absolute shed load of goals. You're one of the names that when you're going down the scores in the paper, Lyle. Obviously, do you think if you had a went to like a Rangers or something earlier on in your career, you would have been able to be like remembered more like a Ali McCoy's kind of figure, because you were a goal poacher and you knew where the goals were. Do you know what I mean? So do you think that if you had got the chance to play for Rangers, you would have set the head of a light kind of thing?
I fancy myself to score, obviously. I done my knee with Hamilton and it put me, I was quite quick in behind, so after I'd done my knee, I had to change my game. I always get in the box and I fancied myself when I have chances. So I think if I went to that Rangers and I got more chances, I think you're getting more chances at Rangers. I fancied myself to score a barrel load for them, to be honest, in the lower leagues. But as I said, it wasn't to be. But I think I could have done a job for them.
Definitely, mate. I think you would have. I seen a thing recently. Somebody was talking about. Did you have like a set two with Mosney or something?
Did I? I did.
Did he stick the elbow on you?
I've got 8 stitches. I had 8 stitches in the back of my head.
Is that
What's
right?
that?
I broke come right through the back. He was a nutter, wasn't he?
He was.
So after that, we've got him back down at Palmerston. And he started on us again, and he's doing all this to us, and I'm blowing him kisses. And Big Jig's, I'm blowing him kisses, and Big he's saying something, I don't know what he's saying. Big Jig's like to me, Del, what's what you're doing? He'll just hook you. I'm like, kid, no, he went, no, he's a headbanger. He'll just hook me and all, just watch what you're doing.
Remember the playoff game against Motherwell when he punched Lee Erwin in the face after it, mate?
You never forget that, will you? That's just something you just can see.
Surreal.
What was it like? Was it difficult to play against?
He was, because I feel as if he was touch tight all the time. I hate players see players that give a wee bit of time, it's better for you touch spin, but he was right aggressive with you, right up elbows. You're feeling him. Put it this way, you're feeling him every time he goes up. He's doing the back of your calves. I think it was probably clumsy as well. Probably big Jimmy Thompson was like that when I played against him in Offie Queens. He was the same. He just left something on you all the time. And see right away, you're thinking, is he behind me? You're thinking, he can come through me any minute. And by the way, 9 times out of 10 he did.
He'll just hook you, Big Jigs.
That's brilliant.
See, remember we went back Rangers, there's a second game in the playoff at Palmerston Park.
Yeah. No, we I think the first game was there, I scored, and then we went to Ibrox.
Aye. What was the belief like in the dressing room? Because I remember that game, Pat. You played us off the park. Did you believe you could actually just go to Ibrox and get a result and put us out?
I did, right. We did, but I shouldn't even really be telling us. I was away to Magaluf I was away to Ibiza with the missus on the Monday.
Right.
And we were playing Rangers on the Sunday. That's how much belief we had.
Superb.
But it did come close. Obviously, if we went through, that would have get cancelled. That was booked beforehand, but it was close. The 2 games were close, and Ibrox was unbelievable. Being a supporter, there's 50,000. The noise and that was incredible, even for championship game. It was brilliant. We had a right good team, and do you know what we had? Apart from that, we had a right good bond with the players. The players were all brilliant in that dressing room, and I think being about, I think you need a good dressing room. See if you've not got a good dressing room, everybody together. You start seeing cracks in it. Everybody was pulling the same way, fighting for each other. One of the best of players, but we all fought together and we got places. We had to playoffs and that twice. So it works if you got a good dressing room. And we had a crank dressing room in there.
You're right. If you've not got a good dressing room, you've nowhere to change either. So it's a fucking nightmare.
How hard was it at the end of your time at Queen South to leave the club, mate? Because you became a legend there, obviously. You know what I mean? How hard was it to say cheerio to the fans and that?
Really hard, because I think out of all my career, being obviously I was at Hamilton and that, but out of all my career, that was the most successful I had, and it worked for me. See, people say don't go back to the club twice and that. Once you've been there, I was there 3 times, and every time I was successful, which is it just clicked for me. I don't know what it was, but the fans were great, the managers at the time, and I played good football there and scored a lot of goals for them. I don't know what it was. It just clicked for me at Queen of South out of all the other teams.
Aye, it did, mate. It did. Prolific, mate. Prolific. Well, my man, thanks for coming on, right?
Derek, it's a pleasure to meet you, mate.
Take care, right? All the best.
Mate, I'll be doing for that bar soon.
Yeah, look. Anyone?
Oh, there you go.
There you go, boys. What do you think?
I thought he was great.
That was a good one, I must admit.
Good one.
I
tell you what, fucking handsome man.
Yeah.
No, do you know what? I like how he didn't beat about the bush, man, and just tell us a couple of things, man. Never mind about his mother being a blacksmith and his father being a banker and all that. I love all this, just getting right into it. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? My mother was stern but fair. No, I mean, I hate all that.
You just want your guest to come on and tell you, mate, I had a saucy supper out of there and all.
See, I know I had Palmerston Cafe. Superb.
Oh, he's a cracking big guy, and honestly, hand on heart, I think Rangers should have signed him in the division, honestly, because he's...
Aye. I thought they should have signed Dobie and all, but there you go.
By the way, I wanted Celtic to sign Kenny Duker back in the day. Seriously. See, one of the guys that you know is going to get goals in Scottish football, Derek Lyle is absolutely one of them.
Ah, yes, definitely, man. So whose turn is it next week?
Grads.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
No, it's not. Is it me again, in fact?
It's you, Toal.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
Grado.
Oh, no, I had June last week.
oh, what you in last week?
John, are you not off next week or not?
No, it's the week after Grado, it's all right.
Thank fuck.
Oh, is this the old handshake or it? That's what it is, aye. Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I'll
Go on,
get
go on,
someday. I'll get
go
someday.
on. Get us one of your Haddies on, John, eh? Get us one of your Haddies.
Make sure he doesn't have a churney.
Well, it's now time for our Beer 52 teaser for your chance to win a case of beer. All we have to do is answer the question that we put to you. Last week, we asked you to name 5 of the 9 players who have scored 50 or more English Premiership goals whose surname ends with the letter A. Stephen and Chris, or Bob and Chris, should I say, do you have any answers?
I would say Drogba.
My first one, I thought it was Cantona.
Aye. My first one was Drogba. And
I had
maybe
Viduka.
Cantona and Anelka and Zola.
And Sergio Aguero.
Mata as well. Congrats to David Tennant. Congrats to Darren Tennant who got it spot on.
Heck, David Tennant was listening to all that. Churches up the road with a case of beer 52.
Anyway, guys, this week's question: Andy Robertson looks set to become the 5th Scot to win English Premier League. Can you name 3 of the other 4? You can enter by commenting on the link in the Football Daft Facebook page, or you can tweet your answer to @FootballDaftPod. Winners must be 18 and stay in the UK. Beer 52 is a monthly subscription service for beer, which they source from some of the greatest small batch breweries around the world. And you can get free beer from them right now. All you need to do is go to beer52.com/daft and we can sort out free beers if you just cover the full 95 postage. So just go to beer52.com/daft. That's the word beer and the numbers 52.
Right, folks, now it's time to welcome to Football Daft our first guest to have a European Cup winners medal. He won it with Liverpool and he's a legend around Anfield. After winning 3 league titles and being voted in the top 100 players of all time. He's won 12 caps. He's won 12 caps for Scotland. I'm sure he get more claps than that. And he's also played for Falkirk and the famous Glasgow Celtic. It's Mr. Gary Gillespie. Gary, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Great. It's nice to be here, boys. Thanks very much for inviting me. Looking forward to it.
Right.
Excellent. Right,
Tom, did you know Fixie's broadband?
I was going to move on.
Oh, fuck. Can I be about it then?
I think you'll be able to confirm this as well. I believe you were an AOL customer back in the day, am I right?
A what, sorry, customer?
You were an AOL customer. Is that right?
That? Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You remember you phoned AOL to get your internet fixed?
I can't remember that. I remember the service. The service was shocking, by the way.
It was terrible, wasn't it? Terrible. I'll tell you what, it was me that you spoke to, and I fixed your computer. What are the chances of that, eh?
That's unbelievable. No, normally you hack the computers, you didn't fix them.
Listen, that's Piers Morgan you're talking about, not me.
I tell you what, it just shows you how small a world it is, isn't it?
Well, I'm used to it being a small world, Gary, you know what I'm saying? It might be a wee bit bigger to me than everybody else. Right, so, we'll move on anyway. So, Gary, you started off at Falkirk and you made your first team debut when you were 17. What was the experience like and how did you find the jump for the youth team into the first team?
Well, I mean, when you say youth team, there was no such thing really at Falkirk at the time. We were playing in Scottish Second Division, so I came more or less straight from schoolboy football and school football. So I'd been there from the age of probably 12, I think it was, at Falkirk. I signed schoolboy forms, and then I gradually, obviously, I broke into the first team that season with Billy Little. I think I'd be 17 years of age, and I only played 22 games for Falkirk, my hometown club. So it seemed a lot more because I was there for a lot longer than just that year.
You were there a lot longer and you only played 22 games, but you actually managed to get the captaincy as well, didn't you?
Yeah, well, as I say, we were playing in the second division at the time. We weren't exactly the best team in the world, to be quite honest with you. I think Mark Clougherty was like the captain, and remember Billy pulling me in. As I say, I was just a raw laddie green behind the ears and come from schools. And Billy Little was manager. So there's about 3 reasons why I was going to be captain. One was Billy was my English teacher at school, which helped. Two, he was my next door neighbour, which obviously helped as well. And 3, the rest of the team were pretty poor at the time, to be quite fair. I think I was the only one that was guaranteed a regular place in the team. So, I mean, it was fantastic at the time. I mean, I think it was a world record. I don't know if it still is or not. Like, youngest captain of like a professional team at 17 years of age. So, and with it being Falkirk as well, being the hometown club, it was. I still hold that quite dear to myself, like even to this day, to be quite honest with you.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, mate, but you lost that record about 10 years ago.
Oh, I did that.
In fact, more than maybe 20 years ago. In fact, there was a young boy at 16. Captained Albion Rovers called James McLeese, and he's the youngest captain of a Scottish football team now ever. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, brother, but the reason I know that is because he was my mate when I was growing up.
Just
you know a lot of people.
I know.
Sorry, right, listen, troops, that's me, I'm away.
Talking service at AOL, now you're just killing his dream of being the youngest captain.
I'm sorry, man, I know. But listen, if I could get your internet up and running quicker, you could have checked that yourself.
So, Gary, you then moved to Coventry. What was that like for an 18-year-old boy who got to Coventry?
It was, I mean, it was my dream to become a full-time professional player, to be honest, because I was only part-time at Falkirk. I worked in the bank. I worked in Bank of Scotland down in Bainsford. So it was combining the 2 jobs, obviously playing for Falkirk and working in the bank. So it was a decision that, it was an easy decision to make because, I mean, I had a steady job in the bank. I was doing all right at Falkirk. But then, like, the dream takes over, doesn't it? And you want to, like, you want to progress. And this was an opportunity to move to, like, obviously English First Division team. So I couldn't really pass it up. And, I mean, looking back at it, like, at the time, I should probably stayed a banker. I would probably earn more money, to be quite honest with you.
Don't know about that, Gary. That's what I do. So, me and you're like kindred spirits here, mate. We've lived this
absolutely
parallel lifestyle. I never quite made it to Liverpool, right? I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, when the deal, in fact, I've just got like some literature. A guy phoned me up from, I think he maybe worked for Sky. And his granddad was involved in the transfer deal. I mean, obviously there was no agents or anything like that at the time. It was just done between the 2 clubs. And then I got a mention. I think Billy pulled me into his office. West Brom had made an offer before that, which the club had refused. And then Coventry came in with I think it was 40,000 down and 35,000 after I played 10 games or so many games or something like that. But as I say, I mean, when you grow up as a little boy, you want to become a professional footballer. So I couldn't really pass the opportunity down. So I ended up going to Coventry. And I mean, it was hard at the time because, I mean, I lived in Brightons, which is only a small village outside of Falkirk. So I was only like a village lad. So moving down to Coventry, I thought that this was the metropolis of like England at the time, which in hindsight was probably maybe a little bit off the mark. Coventry's no metropolis, I can certainly say that. But it was great for me at the time. Because at the football club at Coventry at the time, there was a lot of youngsters coming through more or less the same time. So it was a great place to be, and the opportunity to get into the team was obviously there as well. With like the manager Gordon Milne, he was willing to give youngsters and young players opportunities. So I went at 17. I had that close season in 78 when I came back home, watched the World Cup in 78 when we were going to win the World Cup with Ali's Army and everything like that. And then went back to Coventry. And I didn't really want to go back, to be honest with you, because I did get homesick. But I obviously ventured back, made my debut in the start of that season at 18 years of age, and then I loved it after that.
Who were some of the players that you played with in Coventry? And what was the learning like down there for you, Gary?
I mean, it was a big learning curve. I think any time, you between the ages of 17 and say 21, it's very much a kind of growing up period for an adolescent youth. So I kind of grew up in Coventry, but I was well looked after. Like Big Jim Holton, who sadly is no longer with us, he was there at the time. Terry Yorth was there. Ian Wallace, who was another Scottish guy that he played up front with Mick Ferguson, and Tommy Hutchinson. Tommy Hutchinson looked after us quite well, to be honest with you. It used to make us, myself and a guy called Ray Gooden, he used to make us wash his car. He used to give us a lift. I didn't drive at the time. I couldn't drive. So he used to pick us up and take us into training. But the deal was that we used to have to wash his car after training. So he would pick us up and give us a lift there and take us home again. So but it was a great time for me. As I say, I learned loads and, as I say, kind of grew up a little bit.
So see, when you were down in Coventry, it was were you played with Jerry Francis and Mark Haitley at the time, didn't you?
That was a few years into it. Jerry came, Dave Sexton was manager at that time, and Mark Haitley. Mark was there relatively at a young age as well, so I played quite a bit with Mark. I saw him coming through. He came through the youth ranks at Coventry. I think his dad, obviously Tony Haitley, was involved. I think he knew. I think actually Tony actually played for Coventry amongst other clubs, so that was a kind of link. And Mark came. Mark was always he was always a very, very quick forward. I mean, he obviously developed as a player. When you looked at him then as a young boy, he didn't have obviously the same physique as what he had like when he went to AC Milan, and certainly when he came back to Rangers. So I knew Mark from a very young age. It was a great time for us growing up because there was a lot of youngsters. Paul Dyson was another one, Danny Thomas was another one, Gary Thompson was another one. So there was a lot of young players breaking through at the same time, which was magnificent for us. But Jerry Francis was a kind of father figure as well. Loved his pigeons, by the way. He was into his pigeon racing.
He does.
Yeah, he actually told us, and this is going back, this will be 1981 or something like that, maybe 1980, 81. His dearest pigeon that he bought then was $5,000 in 81, 82.
$5,000.
Pigeon for $5,000 a pigeon.
I bet that was delicious.
It was on the main course. He washed him with a wee bottle of red. Lovely.
So you get your move to Liverpool. That must have been a culture shock. What was that like?
I couldn't have turned it down at the time. It was £325,000. It was a time at Coventry when there was about 9 years, all our contract had run out. So it was a time where 9 years were leaving the club, and we could go and talk to other clubs. So I talked to West Brom. West Brom were interested again. Stoke were interested, and Arsenal were interested. It was a time when wee Charlie went down to Arsenal and Tommy Caton, and they were making a number of signings. So actually, I spoke to them all, and I came back from the Arsenal gig, speaking to them, and I was probably on the verge of signing for Arsenal, and then I got a message from the club. Bobby Gould was manager at the time. Says Liverpool are interested and they want to talk to you. Well, it was a kind of no-brainer at the time. Liverpool were winning European Cups, winning leagues, probably the best team in the land. So it was an opportunity for me to go up there. So I drove up, and my Talbot, Sky Blue Talbot, which was sponsored by obviously Coventry City, drives into Anfield, Boulders Bass, with Coventry City printed all over the side of the car, and more or less just agreed terms there and then. You couldn't say no to it. Coventry actually offered me more money to sign a new contract than Liverpool did, but the lure and the attraction to play for Liverpool was far greater than obviously money, to be quite honest with you.
It must have been hard trying to burst in, because John was saying it before you came on there, when you were trying to break into the Liverpool team, they had Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrenson at centre half. Now that centre half pairing won how many European Cups, you know what I mean? And you're trying to break into that team. It must have been really daunting at the time to try and do that, try and dislodge this world renowned centre half partnership.
I think, when I got the offer to sign, you don't, that's not the first thought in your mind. Your first thought in your mind is obviously it's Liverpool that want you and you want to go and play there. But then obviously you get there and I was more or less 2 years without getting a regular first team slot, and it was because of them. And Phil Thompson was actually there as well. So Phil Thompson was I played a lot of games in the reserves with Phil and learnt an awful lot off him. But the main stumbling block was obviously Mark Lawrence and Alan Hansen. And it was a coincidence that 30 years down the line, when I had finished playing football and tried to break into the media, the two same buggers that were like stopping and breaking into the media were Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrence. You never get them off match of the day or anything like so. But it was good. It was a great learning. I learned an awful lot from them, to be quite honest with you. And as I say, you just had to bide your time at the time with Liverpool, and that's what I did. Unfortunately, it came good for me. And I had 8 years there at Liverpool. Years, to be quite honest with you, winning like loads of trophies and things like that. So it was a good experience and one that you look back in great fondness, to be quite honest with you.
Gary, tell us, what were the nights out like?
They were pretty good, pretty special, especially after you'd won things like the league title or like the European Cup. But I think a lot of our mantra was win or lose. If you draw, win or lose, have some booze, and if you draw, have some more. So like. We could party quite well, but I mean, everybody gets carried on that there was a kind of drinking culture within like football at that time. And I'm sure like the lads would go out and have a drink, but to be honest with you, they were more than sensible. We did it at the right times, and you couldn't have like performed like how Liverpool, like the great teams of Liverpool's 80s, and been obviously under the influence of alcohol. So we did it at the right times. We knew how to celebrate. We played hard, and we certainly worked hard as well. And I think that's a great like mantra to have like through your life. You've got to enjoy the good times, because trust me, there's plenty of bad times as well.
Aye.
Gary, tell us about Graham Souness. What was it like working with him?
Sue was only there the first year I went there. I mean, you walk into the dressing room, like it's quite a daunting experience. Like you've got like the likes of Sue, the likes of Big Alan Hansen, Phil Neal, the legend that is Kenny Dalglish, who was my boyhood idol. So, I mean, when you walk in that first day, it's a bit awe-inspiring and a bit daunting. But, I mean, Kenny was the best player at Liverpool, without a shadow of doubt at the time. But the one that kind of really ruled the roost was Suey. He had a great aura about him, great personality, a great skipper. And he used to look after all the lads. And he wasn't just a good leader on the pitch, he was a great leader off the pitch as well. Just unfortunately, he became a shit manager. I don't know if you're allowed to say shit like that.
Hey, I'll tell you a story about Graham Souness, and I'm going to reveal a revelation right now. See, when I started following football, I was a Rangers supporter.
What?
Right?
What?
See, on my 5th birthday,
Where'd that come from?
it was the day I started primary school, right? And it was my 5th birthday, and my mum and dad took me to Ibrox. Right, we were driving past Ibrox. I says, "Oh, look, there's Rangers Stadium," and we pulled in. Door opens. Graham Souness, you must be Chris. Come on in. Right, takes me, and I'm in full St Patrick's primary school regalia. Do you know what I mean? And there's cameramen and everything there. And turns out that the Daily Record was there as well. I think at the time it was basically a wee bit of a Rangers trying to get away from that whole sectarian thing, right? And the first line in the paper is St Patrick's Primary School student Chris Toal, and it's Little Boy Blue was the headline, right? And Graham Souness genuinely could not have made me more welcome. And you know that way ever since then. And we played with him in the charity game as well. He does have that aura, but he's a genuinely nice guy. And it's there you go. There's my secret. My secret's right. Used to be a Rangers supporter.
I thought this was a podcast, no a confession.
It's the way you're sitting there like Reverend I am Jolly.
No, I mean, listen, Sue was brilliant. He was brilliant for the football club. He was even good to me. I mean, he ended up selling me from obviously to Celtic, but as a player, as a captain, and even as a manager, to be honest, as a person, he's a good lad. I've no bones to gripe with him at all, to be quite fair with you. And he always used to look after us. I mean, I always remember the first pre-season we went there. We went to Feyenoord to play in a competition, and I think we're playing Hamburg the next again day, who I think were European champions at the time, in a pre-season friendly. And we arrived late at the hotel. So he says, right, we've got 10 minutes, 15 minutes up the stair, back down in the lobby, and we're going out. And we all went out. And that was the kind of way Liverpool was at the time. It was a case of like, if one was going out, everybody was going out, and the camaraderie and the team spirit. He kind of epitomised that and like brought everybody together. So you know, he wasn't all that a bad person, to be quite honest.
Nah, he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Who do you think would win the 50-50 with Roy Keane and Graham Souness, Gary?
Good question. I'll tell you who would. Ronnie Whelan was a little bit tougher than like both of them, I think, to be honest with you.
Aye.
He goes under the radar a little bit. Suey, in the time and in Suey's day, I mean, you could get away with a heck of a lot more than maybe what you could do like in Roy Keane's day. But I mean, both great players, good inspiring captains as well. But I'll probably put my money on Suey, to be quite fair.
I'd do the same, I think Souness would just edge it. Would you think?
I'll be honest, I think if the two of them came together in the middle of the park, the world would erupt. The place would just explode. So in your first couple of seasons, you don't get to play much, like you said, because you've got Hanson Lawrence in front of you. You find yourself on the bench for the European Cup final against Roma. Were you raging that Steve Nicol got on before you?
Not really. I mean, I hadn't played any part in that season, to be honest with you. So it was not a case. I was quite happy, like, to be on the bench, and Nicol had played, I think, a few games. So probably Nicol deserved to get on. His penalty miss was a bit like woeful, I'll have to say that. But when you got size 12 like football boots, it's quite easy to scoop the ball over the crossbar. But no, I was, that wasn't a fantastic season for me. And to be honest with you, it took the shine off the medal a little bit. I mean, people say that you're a European Cup winner, but if you're sat on the bench and you haven't really played that much part in like the games that have led you there, I don't think you feel quite part of the whole success of the team. Even although it's not the team's fault, I think that was just more like my, like me saying that and me feeling that as well. But no gripes to bear with Nicol at all.
Yeah. Hey Gary, you scored quite a few goals in your time, and you've actually scored a hat-trick. And it says here that you scored 2 and then you get a penalty against Birmingham and the fans start chanting your name to take it.
Yeah. Well, that was the double season, 85-86, and I'd literally kind of just broken into the team the turn of the year there. So this was our last home game of the season. We're playing Birmingham, who had already been relegated. But the season was nip and tuck that year with ourselves, Everton and West Ham. And it could have gone down to goal difference. And I always remember, scored the 2 goals, and then the cops start singing my name, like Gary Gillespie, like to go and take the penalty. And Jan Molby, who was the penalty kick taker, he was actually still on the field. Kenny, who was the manager, was on the field at the same time as well. So I'm kind of like looking and I'm thinking, well, do I take it or do I not take it? And Kenny kind of waved me up. And I always remember, about a month before that, we'd played, I'm trying to think who we played. I can't remember who we played, but Paul Walsh was in the same scenario. He had 2 goals and we got a penalty and he took it and missed it to try and get his hat-trick. And I always remember coming into the dressing room and Ronnie Moran went absolutely ape at like Paul Walsh for like taking this penalty because he had missed it. And he was like shouting, ranting, raving and things like that. So when I got called forward, all I remember is looking over at the bench, and Ronnie Moran was like just sat there shaking his head, and then the head went down and the hands came on top of the head, and I'm thinking like, geez, like, why are they asking me to take this penalty? I wasn't even a penalty kick taker, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of kicking my breeks, like walking like up to take this penalty. But fortunately, I made good contact and put it to David Seaman's right-hand side, and just it went into the net, and I got the hat-trick. So yeah, it all ended well in the end.
Right, so see when you were at Liverpool, answer me this. Everybody, remember Harry Enfield used to do the Scouser thing where we all had moustaches?
Yeah.
Did you ever consider it?
No, I hadn't actually curly hair anyway. A bit like yourself, you know what I mean? And but no, I mean, listen, I think I was about 26 before I started shaving. So like, there was no way I was growing a moustache, to be quite fair. It was just an impossibility. But it was. I mean, when you think about it, there was a lot of perms round about there. Like I remember, Neely had a perm, Terry McDermott had a perm, Graham Souness had a perm, David Johnson had a perm, and they all had the muzzies as well. Like, so, I got it where he was coming from, Harry Enfield, and it was quite funny at the time, I have to say. But it was never going to happen to me, I'm afraid.
You mentioned David Johnson there. I don't know if the other two boys will know. Stephen probably will, but Grado won't. David Johnson was the man that invented the Predator book.
Yeah.
No, that was Craig Johnson.
Was it Craig Johnson? Right, cut that out.
It was Craig Johnson, actually. Dafty.
Yeah.
Craig Johnson.
Was he like Gary, man? Imagine it fucking Craig like.
Right, so alright, I'm not a complete arsehole. Sorry about that.
So Gary,
Sorry.
you're saying your former teammate Graham Souness, when he became manager, he sold you to Celtic. How did you feel about that? Were you disappointed?
What's your saying here, Gary boy?
No, yeah. I mean, how it actually came about, we had, Kenny had obviously packed in, he'd left, and Ronnie Moran had taken over for a little while, but I don't think that was always going to be an interim kind of thing. Then Suey got the job, and I played an awful lot of games under Suey the year before. And then it was the start of the new season. We went away pre-season, like we always do. We went to Scandinavia, played a few games in Scandinavia, and the press used to travel with us in these days. And then there was always this, there was a talk about, and it was the press that was telling me that Celtic have shown an interest in taking me. I never thought anything about it, to be quite honest with you, because but looking back, I didn't play an awful lot of games in that pre-season. In fact, I think I only played one game. And as what Liverpool used to do at the time, we used to come back after these games and then play a practice match on Anfield every Tuesday, on the Tuesday before the start of the season. And I always remember playing this game, and Suey pulled me after the game, and we just signed Mark Wright from Derby at the time. And he said, like, look, I want you to be my number one centre-back along with Mark Wright, but you've obviously had your injury problems. And he said, like, Phil Bosma, who was our trainer at the time and kind of physio, he said, I'll get him to like run a programme up for you to strengthen your muscles and things like that. And I'm thinking, this is great, fantastic. I'm happy with this, albeit I hadn't played too many games in pre-season. He's given me his trust and his faith. And so in the end, I go away from Anfield that day, come back the next again morning. Ronnie Moran or Roy Evans, I can't remember who it was, says, the manager wants to see you in his office. And so I goes into the office and sees Graham, and he was straight up front about it. He says, look, the club have had an offer from Celtic. It's just under £1 million. They're happy for you to go. I'm happy for you to go. What do you think? Do you fancy it? So I'm gone from 24 hours before saying I'm going to be his number one centre-back to like 24 hours later saying that the club have agreed a fee with Celtic and like I can go. So it all came a bit quick and a bit of a shock. And I mean, I supported Celtic as a boy. Growing up, I was a Celtic supporter. So it was a kind of, in a way, it was a dream move that wasn't a dream move, if you know, because I wanted to stay. I really did want to stay at Liverpool. But in saying that, when the manager says that the club have accepted that, you kind of get the feeling that he doesn't really want you. So in the end, phoned up my financial guy that Alan Hansen gave me. Went up to talk to Liam Brady, and the deal was done probably in a couple of days, and that was it. I signed for Celtic. But as I say, it was kind of my heart kind of overruling my head a little bit. Had I been a little bit more savvy, I would maybe like said to Sui, like I want to stay and fight for my place at Liverpool. But the opportunity to go up to play for Celtic, my wife at the time, our family were having problems as well, like with illness and things like that. So it might have been I saw it as a good opportunity, maybe move back home and help out there. And so all in all, it was a move that kind of got manufactured out of the blue, really. But I mean, I loved playing for Celtic, but it was just unfortunate we were pretty poor at the time.
I tell you what, by the way, you must realise the stock that Celtic put into you, because Celtic weren't a spending club at that point in time, and they certainly weren't the sort of club that were spending up to £1 million on a player. Yeah. So the fact that they decided to part with that money to bring you in, you must have thought they've got a lot of belief in me, and hopefully, like around about that time when you were playing, a lot of players were coming up to Scotland from England. I mean, Celtic had Paul Elliott a couple of seasons and stuff like that, and there was a higher level of player, and bringing yourself in with the pedigree that you had coming from Liverpool. I mean, I remember when you signed for Celtic, and I remember there being a lot of people at yes, finally we've got somebody that that can anchor this defence and hopefully stop this juggernaut that Rangers are turning into. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way, but what's your favourite memories about playing with Celtic?
I mean, there was loads, to be honest with you. I think we were always second best really to Rangers at the time, purely and simply that they had everything in place. Their infrastructure was good. They had no like boardroom upheaval that you know, certainly we did at that time. I think that just the pure fact of like playing for like a club that you supported as a boy was, you know, was a bit special. It was just unfortunate that I was past my best really, like at 31, 32, and like with the injuries that I had, I never really got a great run of being injury free. I wish I had done, because I wish I'd been able to give a little bit more to Celtic than maybe what I did do. So performance wise, I thought I was poor for Celtic, and I thought we were as a team we were pretty poor. But then I look back at some of the old games and I look at some of the football we played. We played some decent stuff, to be quite honest with you. I mean, every time that I look back now and we seem to play against Rangers, we kind of dominated these games. Certainly, I think football-wise, I thought we were like certainly the match for Rangers, but they just had that little bit extra edge and seemed to get the result against us and over us. But it was 3 years I was there, and I would have loved to stay longer. But I kind of was done by 34, to be quite honest with you. And as I say, one big regret was that I just couldn't give the best that I could have given for Celtic, purely and simply because of a physical condition more than anything else, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you came on for Celtic against, ironically, Falkirk for your debut, and you've only went and put one in the onion bag, haven't you?
That was my first game. I think I started. I think we won 4-0 or something like that. And
I think it was 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
Yeah, that's me correcting you now. So that's
right. Yeah. Well, yeah. 4-1 it was. Yeah. And I managed to score, which was fantastic. And I always remember coming back in. Like Liam was obviously happy because, as you rightly said before, it was quite a big investment for Celtic at the time. So. That was probably one of the highlights. Unfortunately, it went a little bit downhill after that.
It did me halfway for about 8 years.
How was Liam Brady to work with, Gary?
It was difficult, I think, for him. I think it was obviously his first job in management, and what a big job to take, like, as your first job. He had Mick Martin there that certainly helped him. Alongside him, Mick had been around the block a few times, but he was a lovely guy, Liam. Wanted to play the game in the right sort of manner, but as I say, I think he found it tough in the end. I think the whole kind of pressure that is Glasgow and Celtic and Rangers maybe just took its toll on him a little bit, and it didn't quite work out for him. But that's what happens in management, you know. These things sort of happen. But I wish he had been successful, because, as I say, he was a lovely guy.
Gary, you won 13 caps for Scotland. You played them with them at a time where we had centre halves coming out with ears, Miller, Hansen, McLeish, Nicol. Why do you think Scotland aren't producing enough decent centre halves these days?
I honestly don't know. I think it's very difficult to put your finger on it. I mean, when you look back, you think Gordon McQueen, Big Jim Holton before him, Tommy Forsyth, Big Billy, going back to and certainly in my era, Richard Gough, Big Alec McLeish, Willie Miller, Alan Hansen, Martin Buchan. I mean, the list is endless, to be honest with you. So I honestly couldn't put my finger on why Scotland just can't produce not just centre backs, but you know, in general, times are difficult up in Scotland at this moment in time to produce homegrown players, and I think it's getting harder, to be honest.
Definitely. So you're still doing bits and bobs for Liverpool, Gary. How impressed by Jurgen Klopp's side are you?
Amazingly, I mean, it's been a fantastic achievement this season. Not just this season, but since he's actually come into the club and refreshed them and kind of rebooted them, given them a little bit of a focus. There's a belief in the squad at this moment in time, and some of the football they're playing. I watched them last night. They played fantastic football last night. Yeah, they were a little bit rusty against Everton, but against Palace last night they were exceptional. And they've been doing these sort of performances for 2 years now. They think they only lost one game last season, just came up a little bit short. Obviously going to win the league this year. And this side, I do believe. I get asked all the time, where do they rank in the greatest Liverpool sides? Well, this team have the capability of being another Liverpool great side, but they have to go and continue, not just winning this league this year and obviously the Champions League last year, but they have to do it on a regular basis. And if they do that, and I think they're more than capable of doing that, they have the capability, they certainly have the ability within the squad, and with a manager that believes in them and gets the best out of them, then I think they're more than capable of doing that.
I feel like we were talking last night when we told, saying, I mean, you're looking at the team they've probably got the two of the best fullbacks on the planet, don't you? You've got Big Van Dijk in the middle, Fabinho just holding in midfield's class, the front three are electric. I mean, they've got potential to just keep going and going as long as Klopp stays there. I think, though, do you know what I mean? You want Klopp to still be there because I think he's a big factor, isn't he?
But you talk about all these attributes that they've got, but like the one thing, like all good sides that have got, is like the work rate. They work exceptionally hard. In an empty stadium last night, they're winning 4-0, and you've got still midfield players. They're still closing people down. They're sprinting to close people down, and they're winning balls in good areas of the pitch. And that attitude and that kind of like hunger and desire is what like winners are made of. And as I say, they have that in abundance at this moment. And you sprinkle that with like a little bit of like magic with the likes of Mane, the likes of Salah, the likes of Firmino. You've got like all the ingredients to like be a really successful side, not just for this year, but obviously for like years to come as well.
Where do you think, if there is anywhere at all that Liverpool need to strengthen, what positions do you think that they could maybe strengthen in?
It's difficult to say. I think they've got a good crop of youngsters coming through. The likes of Nico Williams, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, who never featured last night. These are all good up-and-coming youngsters that will certainly need time to bed in. But I think when you're in a position of strength, and Liverpool certainly are at this moment in time, I think you've got to go out and buy big-name players and big characters. If you play for a big team, I think you have to have big characters in the dressing room. We were talking about Graham Souness earlier on. He certainly fitted that bill. Steven Gerrard fitted that bill as well. Jamie Carragher fitted that bill. So it's not always about going out and buying the best players, but the team, certainly the players that are going to fit into your system. But in saying that, strikers are always key, aren't they? Like the guys that are going to score you goals. I do think that Liverpool, if any of the front three drop out that side, they don't look as quite as potent as what they do with them in it. But that could be levelled at most teams, and it's difficult to keep everybody happy. For instance, the boy Werner. I mean, if the boy Werner was to come to Liverpool, he'd want regular football. Now, is he guaranteed regular football? I'm not 100% sure. So it's a lot of money to spend on somebody that's going to maybe be sitting on the bench for a lot of the season.
That's true, but then again, if you don't make that signing, then you're strengthening your opponents as well.
I totally get that. I totally understand where you're coming from, and but I think that's just the nature, to the Premier League at this moment in time. As I say, a lot of people, a lot of players out there, big players, will want to come to London because they see London as the place to be in England. So the London clubs have got that attraction. Manchester United have certainly got the attraction of being Manchester United, but Liverpool themselves, obviously, with Champions League winners, Champions League football, there's an attraction there as well. So I think all teams will strengthen. It's how the recruitment and how well they settle into their environment that will dictate exactly who's going to be successful next season.
Definitely. Right, so Gary, every week on Football Daft, we put our guest football knowledge to the test with our 90-second quiz. You up for it?
Oh, definitely. I've had a look at a lot of you and listened to you, so I think I fancy my chances.
Here we go.
Craig Johnson and Davy Johnson. Jeez,
question number 1: who invented the Predator book?
Sorry, guys, my iPad fell off.
That's cool. I thought you'd bottled it for the quiz there.
Yeah.
So, last week there was controversy after Mark Wilson went top of the leaderboard with 14, putting the good Dr. Kenny Duker into second place. Barry Ferguson and Owen Coyle are then joint third on 12 points. Other scores include Murdo McLeod on 10, Lawrence Shankland on 7, Frank McAvenny on 5, and Falkirk manager David McCracken is at the bottom with 1. So what you
All
think?
right.
You want to beat in that list?
I've got to beat McAvenny. As long as I beat McAvenny, I'm happy.
So you can't pass. You need to give an answer, Gary. And you've
All
got
right.
90 seconds, and Chris will ask you the questions.
All right, am I doing the questions? Right,
You're
here
doing
we
the
go.
questions, mate. So 90
Right,
seconds.
and your 90 seconds start now. Who's just been appointed manager of Hearts?
Not a clue.
And who did he replace?
This is a bit unfair asking somebody from down south like I asking these questions.
Listen, you started in Scottish football. Right, here we go. Right, so how much did Coventry sign you for?
£75,000.
What's the name of Stranraer Stadium?
Oakville View. It's not that, but Oakville
What are Berwick Rangers' home colours?
View. Black and gold.
Who did Celtic have Fraser Foster on loan from?
Southampton.
Right, wait a second, we'll need to start again. It's went off my screen, I'm sorry.
Right, what
man.
squad number does Andy Robertson play in for Liverpool?
26.
What number were you in the 100 players who shook the COP survey?
66.
The Red Lichties is the nickname of which Scottish side?
Hamilton.
Who is the current manager of Kilmarnock?
Don't know.
What Scottish team have adapted Amarillo as their song?
Not a clue.
How many under 21 caps did you win?
17.
What two clubs are taking the SPFL to court?
Hearts. And Hibs.
Who did Celtic sign John Collins from?
Hibs.
Time!
Oh.
I don't think you beat Macca here.
I don't think Mac is going to do whatever.
That was pretty poor, wasn't it? That was pretty poor.
I gave you
You're not Mark Wilson, but you do.
Right, no idea.
So,
We'll go through the wrong answers for you, Gary.
What did I get?
We'll go through the wrong answers and I'll give you your score. Okay, so Robbie Nielsen's just been appointed manager of Hearts and he replaced Daniel Stendhal, of course.
Of course, yeah. Like I'm surprised I didn't get that.
The Rars ground's called Stair Park.
Stair Park. I played there as well.
Yeah, squad number, you got Andy Robertson right, 26. Apparently you were 68th in the 100 who shook the COP, not 66. The Red Lichties are Arbroath.
Arbroath.
Current manager of Kilmarnock's Alex Dyer. What Scottish team have adapted? I'm surprised you didn't get this one, Gary. Your hometown team, it's Amarillo Falkirk.
Is it?
It is, aye. That's right.
How come?
Just it goes back years, Gary. It's not a story you need to worry yourself.
How come?
You got 8 under 21 caps is what we've got written down here.
I mean, you mixed up. He said how many caps he got for the first team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's under 21 caps we're looking for. Two clubs that are taking the SPFL to court are Hearts and Partick Thistle.
Did I get one for that?
No. No. Had to get both of them right. So it puts you level with Macca, however, you've got 5 points.
Oh! There you go, mate.
How did I get 5? I only got one right.
You get 5 right.
But Gary, thanks for joining us, mate, and taking time out to talk to us. It's been great chatting to you, bud.
Pleasure, boys. That was a real pleasure. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the weather.
Cheers, bud. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Right, troops, I don't know about you, right? That was a cracking show, but it's boiling out there. Do you all want to go and get your taps off and get a wee tan?
You'll do it, my man.
Taps off, toe, that's it.
Aye,
Taps
let's go.
off. There we go.
Right, Trips, I'll catch you later.
Well, it's Toes left it just to me and you. He's taps off and he's fucked off.
I've been Stephen Purden.
I've been Grado, and you've been listening to another edition of Football Daft. Roll the credits.
Audio Frontier.